Remember the date. April 22nd. Pahalgam. 26 civilians. Tourists murdered. On this day, the serene valleys of Jammu and Kashmir were rattled by a terrorist attack. The families weren't collateral damage in a crossfire. They were the target, and this wasn't a random shooting. Reports confirm that the terrorist operatives of the so-called Resistance Front, a new name for the same old Lashkar-e-Taiba, had a process. They separated the men, women and children, and then they began a religious litmus test. They asked for identities. They forced the victims to recite verses to prove their faith. Those who couldn't, shot at point blank range.
बोले ना मुझे क्या बोलते भेलपुरी खा रहे थे मेरा पति साइड में था एक इंसान आया उसने उसको गोली मार दी यहाँ पे उसने बोला कि ये शायद मुस्लिम नहीं है उसने उसको गोली मार दी.
Among the dead, 25 tourists and one local pony rider who tried to shield them.
Since times immemorial, we have lived with a simple philosophy of live and let live. But when our desire for peace is mistaken for weakness and our silence is taken as absence, there is no choice but to act. And when we act, there are no half measures. It is decisive, it is lethal, and it translates into Operation Sindoor.
There is a specific kind of silence that follows a provocation. For years, that silence in New Delhi was interpreted as strategic restraint. But on May 7, 2025, that silence was broken. Not by words, but by the hum of loitering munitions and the roar of the IAF's multi-role fighters. For the planners in Rawalpindi, the Pahalgam attack was business as usual. They expected a dossier. What they got instead was Operation Sindoor. This wasn't just a surgical strike. It was a clinical dismantling, integrated warfare at its most lethal. The Indian Army didn't just cross a line, it erased a comfort zone. 9 camps, Jaish, Lashkar, Hizbul, vaporized in a single night. We are talking about terror infrastructure in POK and deeper into Pakistan. It was a masterclass in jointness. The army held the LOC with an iron grip. The Air Force provided the precision from above. And the Navy, they moved a carrier battle group into the northern Arabian Sea just to ensure that the neighbor didn't get any bright ideas about escalation. 100 terrorists neutralized, 0 civilian collateral. It was fast, it was focused, and it was final. In the Southwestern Command, we are in the Rajasthan sector. Over here, this village is not just a strategic location. It's not just a dot on the Indian map. It's in fact a frontier that breeds vigilance. And right now, it's also a witness to history. Yes, we are talking about the 1-year anniversary of Operation Sindoor. And this place has witnessed it all. I'm Shivani Singh and I'm joined by my video journalist Himanshu Negri. And we'll bring you the ground updates. Because this place has not just demonstrated courage, it's actually defined it. 1 year ago, the Indian Army executed what many now call a textbook demonstration of coordinated warfare. Operation Sindoor was not merely an exercise, it was a message. A calibrated display of strength, precision, and readiness. In military parlance, this was a full-spectrum operational drill. Integrated armored regiments, mechanized infantry, artillery batteries, and air defense units. Every movement, every command, every maneuver executed with clockwork precision. The News X team was on the ground in the Rajasthan sector. This isn't just a drill. This is the evolution of fire and steel. Following the blueprints laid down during Operation Sindoor, the Indian Army's Southwestern Command is showing the world what it means to be future ready. The doctrine rests on 4 pillars. We aren't just modernizing, we are reimagining the very nature of the fight. The 4 pillars are joint integration, the human edge, force restructuring, and modern tech fusion. Now remember, this isn't your grandfather's infantry. These new organizations, Ashni, Shaktiban, Bhairav, Divyastra, are built for one thing: enhancing our deterrence through sheer offensive intent. But remember, the machine is only as good as the pulse behind it. That's our second pillar. The man behind the machine still decides the day. We have entered the decade of transformation. We are fusing AI, robotics, and advanced LRVs into the tactical level. We are agile, adaptive, and lethal.
Indian Army is the backbone of nation security against all external threats and internal challenges, and it remains committed to safeguard the territorial integrity of the country, safeguard its sovereignty, unity, and also promote its national interest across the entire spectrum of conflict. Indian Army has been undertaking military operations for achieving the politico-military objectives throughout its glorious history. Operation Sindoor, in particular, was not just a military operation. It was a manifestation of the nation's will and demonstration of its capability. On the first anniversary of Operation Sindoor, we remind ourselves of the national courage and our own capabilities in giving a befitting reply to the terrorism. In the last 1 year, Indian Army has absorbed the lessons of Operation Sindoor, and it has also absorbed lessons of various ongoing conflicts in the world and has focused itself for its capability development, human resource development, absorption of the technology, as well as honing its military skills. We remain committed and ready to give a swift, decisive, and a calibrated response to any act of aggression by our adversary. Jai Hind.
The terrain here is unique, semi-arid, flat, deceptively simple. But in warfare, simplicity is often the greatest test. There are no mountains to hide behind, no forests to camouflage movement. Here, visibility is both an advantage and a vulnerability. It's a logistics nightmare for some, but for the Indian Army, it's home. Across this line lies the adversary's 31 Corps, the Bahawalpur Corps, within striking distance, terror infrastructure, and high-value targets. And yet it is here that Operation Sindoor unfolded. In the high-stakes theatre of the Western sector, Operation Sindoor wasn't just a show of strength. It was a masterclass in high-tempo mobilization. But how does this muscle actually flex? Look past the headlines and you will see the modular infantry. This is the Lego block philosophy of warfare. Attachments and detachments plugged in and pulled out with surgical precision to suit the mission. And at the center of this lethal puzzle, the commander. He is the bridge between a map and a mission. He isn't just giving orders, he is translating strategic intent into kinetic action on a sand model. Before a single boot touches enemy soil, Before a single shot is fired at a post, the battle is won or lost in that briefing. Every movement is timed, every response is rehearsed, because in combat, seconds are not units of time, they are units of survival. Look at what is unfolding here. This is not theatre. This is not symbolism. This is capability in motion. Because nations are not secured by statements, they are secured by systems. And what you're witnessing here is a system that works.
We are on ground zero in the Rajasthan sector, and behind me, part of the Ashni platoon. And you can see modern drone warfare. Right above me are the strike drones. Those are the drones we are in fact displaying to you. They are carrying out attacks over there, and that's how the engagement takes place. They are accompanied by the surveillance drones as well. And this shows how during Operation Sindoor, there was a combination of attacks that were in fact being carried out. These drones coming in from the other side as well, but India also taking out the drones through these strike drones. You can see that drone that is in fact going there, and it will engage the target as well.
The aftermath of Operation Sindoor was a wake-up call, because the next war won't be won by whoever has the most boats. It will be won by whoever owns the sky. Meet the Ashni platoon. Born from the lessons of the Western sector, this isn't just a new unit. It's a shift in the DNA. The Indian Army is no longer just looking at the horizon. It is dominating the aerial matrix. At the heart of this platoon is the mother drone. Think of it as a carrier in the clouds. It's a command and control hub, the relay station that keeps the network alive in a jammed environment. But it doesn't fly alone. Then there are kamikaze drones. In the halls of power, we call them loitering munitions. On the battlefield, they are disposable lethality. But Ashni isn't just about the kill chain. It's about the life change. Enter the medical aid drones. In the golden hour of combat, geography is the enemy. These drones bypass the terrain, delivering blood, trauma kits, and life-saving tech to the most remote trenches in minutes. It's technology with a conscience. The message to the adversary is unmistakable. We aren't just watching you. We are already there.
Part of the Ashni platoon, you can see the drone operators right behind me. They are also carrying out medical rescue kits as well. These are part of the drone platoon, and there are strike drones, there are surveillance drones and rescue drones as well. That is now part of the Ashni platoon. During Operation Sindoor, all of this was used, modern warfare and precision guidance that these drone operators were in fact carrying out. They carried out the strikes that we showed you earlier, and then they also carried out rescue operations, carried the medical kit, dropped it where was the target.
During Operation Sindoor, our Army Air Defence deployed a layered AD grid to protect the nation's airspace and critical assets from any aerial threats. In this deployment, various AD weapon systems were integrated into a comprehensive AD grid, which was capable of effectively neutralizing any aerial threat from fighter aircraft, attack helicopter, loiter munition, and drone zones. During Operation Sindoor, use of advanced technology such as Akash Tir ensured the availability of real-time flying information till the weapon positions. This enabled the engagement of aerial targets at a very short notice of time. The targets were tracked right from the enemy territory and engaged with the layered AD system. The enemy attempted to attack our military stations, weapons, and critical assets by using EHA-3 loiter munitions and drone swarms, which were destroyed in air by our air defense, guns, and missiles. Thus, the enemy failed to inflict any damage, and all his attempts were thwarted. To achieve such high standards of precision shooting, our units carry out year-round training activities and practice camps, which enhances the professional competence of every soldier. Our air defense remains constantly on high alert and is always vigilant against any misadventure by the enemy.
मुझे देश की एक महत्वपूर्ण एसेट की सुरक्षा की जिम्मेदारी मिली थी, जैसे कि एयर डिफेंस सुरक्षा प्रोवाइड करनी थी, जिसके नुकसान से हमारे युद्ध के परिणाम पर एक गहरा असर पड़ सकता था। उस दौरान मैं एक सेक्शन कमांडर की ड्यूटी कर रहा था। मेरे एयर स्पेस में 4 टारगेट हरकत करते हुए मुझे नज़र आए, जिससे कि ऐसा लग रहा था वह मेरे एसेट को नुकसान पहुंचाना चाहते हैं। मैंने तुरंत इसकी जानकारी अपने ट्रुप कमांडर को दी, जहां से मुझे उनकी पहचान हुई कि ये दुश्मन के द्वारा भेजे गए यूकैव थे। यूकैव का मतलब अनमैन्ड कॉम्बैट एरियल व्हीकल था। दी गई सिखलाई के अनुसार मैंने अपने सेक्शन की बोफोर्स L-70 गन एंटी एयरक्राफ्ट गन के द्वारा मैंने उन्हें इंगेज कराया। टैक्टिक्स को ध्यान में रखते हुए सटीक गोलाबारी के द्वारा उन्हें हवा में ही नष्ट कर दिया गया, जिससे कि मेरी यूनिट तथा मेरी टीम का मनोबल बहुत सी अव्वल दर्जे का था। इस दौरान एक बात बहुत ही खास थी, वह था हमारा कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम। यह बहुत ही स्ट्रांग था। हमसे दूर बैठे हुए हमारे उच्च अधिकारीगण JDC और एयरफोर्स से तालमेल करके रियल टाइम पिक्चर हमारी सेक्शन पोजीशंस पर दे रहे थे, जिसकी वजह से हम अपनी गन्स को इमीडिएटली कभी भी फायर करने के लिए तैयार हो जाते थे। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर यह एक अलग तरह का युद्ध था, जिसमें कि कन्वेंशनल वॉर की जगह पर मॉडर्न वॉरफेयर का युद्ध था। इसमें आर्मी एयर डिफेंस ने एक बहुत ही अव्वल दर्जे का काम किया था। इस दौरान दुश्मन के द्वारा भेजे गए फाइटर एयरक्राफ्ट्स, यूकैव ड्रोन्स को या तो मार गिराया गया या उन्हें युद्ध का मैदान छोड़कर भागना पड़ा, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, जिसकी वजह से दुश्मन को भारत से सीज फायर के लिए निवेदन करना पड़ा।
मैं नायब सूबेदार धनबीर सिंह नेगी आप सभी लोगों का धन्यवाद करता हूं कि आपने इस अवसर पे हमें अपने विचारों को व्यक्त करने का मौका दिया। देश की सुरक्षा हमारा धर्म है और इसको निभाना हमारा कर्तव्य है और इसके लिए हम हर समय निष्ठा के साथ तैयार हैं। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हमारे लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण मिशन था। इस मिशन का मुख्य उद्देश्य आतंकवादियों के ठिकानों पर करारा प्रहार करके उन्हें बर्बाद करना था, साथ ही अपने क्षेत्र में शांति, सुरक्षा और स्थिरता को कायम करना था, ताकि आम जनता का विश्वास कायम रहे। इस पूरे ऑपरेशन में हमने बेहतर तालमेल, अनुशासन और सटीक योजना के साथ कार्य किया। हमारे प्रत्येक जवान ने पूरी निष्ठा के साथ अपने कर्तव्यों को निभाया। समय के साथ साथ स्थितियां बदलती रही। बदलती परिस्थितियों में भी हमारे कमांडरों का मार्गदर्शन, बेहतर तालमेल ने हमें हर चुनौती का सामना करने में सक्षम बनाया। हमारी सफलता टीम वर्क, कठोर प्रशिक्षण, देश के प्रति समर्पण और प्रभावी नेतृत्व का प्रमाण है। जय हिंद, धन्यवाद।
There is a certain poetry to military precision, a rhythm in the march, a discipline in the silence, armor advancing with calculated aggression, infantry units moving with precision, artillery delivering controlled devastation. In the old manual of war, infantry waited for the cavalry. They looked over their shoulders waiting for a backup that might or might not arrive in time. But look at this. What you're seeing isn't just troop movement. It's a self-sustaining fighting unit. In modern doctrine, we call this organic lethality. These men aren't just waiting for a lifeline, they are the lifeline. This is the combined arms symphony. When the infantry moves, they don't move alone. They are enveloped in a protective shell of indirect fire. Notice the coordination: artillery, mortars, and shelling cover. And if they move by day, they don't rely on luck. They rely on visual denial. The smoke screen isn't just a shroud, it's a tactical wall. It turns the battlefield into a black box for the enemy, while our troops maneuver with surgical precision behind the veil. But what if the enemy bites back? What if heavy armor rolls in? That's where the ATGM, or the Anti-Tank Guided Missile, comes in. Strategically placed, these are the checkmates of the western sector. They turn the hunter into the hunted in seconds.
Speaking about Operation Sindoor is a matter of great pride and honor for me. In such high-tempo operations, the primary challenges are dominating the battlefield under ever-changing situations, taking swift and accurate decisions, and executing them on ground effectively. During Operation Sindoor, our soldiers faced these challenges with great courage, discipline, and unity. At company levels, junior leaders led from the front and teams acted with unwavering cohesion, making every soldier feel confident that he was never alone. The foundation of this can be seen in our realistic and rigorous training, which is based on the simple principle of train as you fight. During peacetime, we train ourselves under immense pressure, which includes intense night operations. This prepares us physically, makes us mentally tough, improves our tactical proficiency, and increases the coordination at sub-tactical levels. With the advent of new generation weapons and equipment, our combat potential has increased many folds. In infantry battalions, we have got Ashni platoons which are capable of carrying out specialized drone operations. With Ashni platoons in the infantry battalions, our surveillance, precision strike capability and target acquisition has been strengthened. At company levels, we have UAVs which provide us with the real-time situational awareness and modern weapons such as snipers, light machine gun, anti-tank guided missiles and rocket launchers, which has increased our lethality and accuracy. With advanced night vision devices and surveillance systems, we are now capable to operate under hours of the darkness very easily. At the end, I would sum it up by saying that our greatest strength lies in our soldiers. His training, his morale, his fighting spirit, and most importantly, the killer instinct which is ingrained in each and every soldier of the Indian Army. We fight to uphold the honor of Naam, Namak and Nishan above else. We train to fight and fight to win, always and every time.
This is where the man behind the machine comes into the picture. No cover, no concealment, no second chances. In places like this, you don't hide from the enemy, you outthink them.
Behind every machine is a soldier, and that soldier is the person who trains in temperatures that soar and drop without warning. A soldier that not only memorizes just commands but contingencies as well. And those are our heroes, the heroes of Operation Sindoor, the heroes of India.
In this area domination exercise, the Bhairav commandos are split into two teams. One slithers down from the helicopter and the other encircles the target. One makes sure that there is no escape route and the other does the lethal job of finishing them. In the 21st century, if you want to kill an army, you don't aim for the heart. You aim for the nervous system. And this is where the Bhairav commandos specialize in the surgical disconnect. It is lethal choreography of 3 words: suppress, advance, dominate. The Bhairav units don't just attack, they dismantle.
Are India's modern soldiers, the Bhairav commandos. You just saw the area domination exercise. These commandos slither down in 2 teams, one via helicopter and the other on the ground. You saw the ground team actually carry out a perimeter check and then go inside that blue door. And there are enemies in fact present inside this entire area, and they are trying to neutralize and get this entire area in fact dominated. So this is how the Bhairav commandos work on the ground This is something that is being witnessed right now through this special exercise that is being conducted in the southwestern sector over here, in the Rajasthan sector of the Southwestern Command of the Indian Army.
I am an infantry brigade commander along the western borders in Rajasthan sector. Following the terrorist attack at Pahalgam and our response under Ops Sindoor, we transitioned to a very high state of op readiness in our area of responsibility. Our focus was on rapid mobilization and ensuring a swift and decisive response to any action against us. We adopted an in-driven picture in which we used our in-house developed capability of drones to give us real-time feed, enhancing our situational awareness, while simultaneously we build our capability for counter-US grid, enhancing and safing our vulnerabilities. In the anniversary of Ops Sindoor, we pay honor to the mission in which the Indian Army reflected its cohesiveness, its discipline. Today, our posture remains predominant, proactive, and we are mission ready for any action. Simultaneously, we are working in coordination with the Civil Adam, Police, BSF, the civilians as part of whole of nation approach, enhancing our op readiness, the sharing, ensuring that we are well prepared for any action which happens. I'd like to assure you all that Indian Army is ready for any threat and we'll give a befitting reply in the future. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Let's talk about the stars of this spectacle, the machines. From artillery systems to armored carriers, what you see here is a blend of imported excellence and indigenous capability. And that matters, because self-reliance in defense is not a slogan, it is survival. This is not just steel, this is strategy on tracks.
We are in the Rajasthan sector of the Southwestern Command, and here a tank is one of the main components during a war. Behind me is a T-72 tank. Remember that artillery is the backbone of modern warfare. And from main battle tanks to self-propelled artillery guns, which we'll show you next, the Indian Army is showcasing a formidable inventory. Each machine tells a story of indigenous innovation, strategic foresight, and relentless training. And this is, in fact, viewers, modern warfare. This is fast, this is fluid, and it's relentless. And these are one of the machines that actually make the Indian Army capable of carrying out precision targets, precision attacks, just like they did during Operation Sindoor. And in terrains like Rajasthan and in the Southwestern Command, these tanks actually provide the lethal firepower and the mobility that the Indian Army requires.
This is not just surveillance, this is anticipation.
Behind me is one of the key highlights of the demonstration that the Indian Army put together. This is a radar system. This is part of the air defense system that India deploys. And remember that we are in the Rajasthan sector, which is very close to Bahawalpur in Pakistan. And these radar systems help actually detect the UAVs, the unmanned aerial vehicles, and the drones that actually are part of modern warfare this time. During Operation Sindoor, we are celebrating 1 year of successful completion of Operation Sindoor, and such systems that the Indian Army has in fact deployed showcase how important it is for modern man and machinery to combine in order to get you a successful operation like Operation Sindoor.
And this is deterrence.
In the Rajasthan sector, canals like something behind me are very frequent on the frontier. And to combat those, the Indian Army has these specialized mobility vehicles, these ATVs. And behind me are some of them that were in fact being used during Operation Sindoor as well, because this is a terrain that is in fact very prevalent in the Rajasthan sector. And here, through this exercise, we are showing you how these vehicles can actually move across terrain. You can see that the infantry personnel are in fact mounted on top of it. These ATAR vehicles can move across canals and make sure that they overcome any obstacle that comes in their way.
So there was fog of war during Operation Sindoor, but it was absolutely clarity existed in our minds. We were absolutely ready and very well prepared. Our hierarchy was passing us very clear orders. Our officers knew their task and our men were ready to taste blood. But if you ask me, how are we now? Then I will say that our equipment profile has improved. We have developed our capabilities in terms of niche technologies, and we have also carried out the mission-oriented training. So overall, we are very confident and better prepared. Jai Hind.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान मैं अपने फॉरवर्ड एरिया में एक निगरानी दस्ते का नेतृत्व कर रहा था, जिस दौरान मेरी जिम्मेदारी थी कि आगे के क्षेत्र की पूरी सतर्कता के साथ निगरानी की जाए। इस दौरान हमने अपने न्यू जनरेशन सर्वेलेंस इक्विपमेंट की मदद से दुश्मन की लगातार निगरानी की है। इसमें दुश्मन द्वारा जो भी संदिग्ध गतिविधियां हुई हैं, उसका हमने अपने उच्च अधिकारियों तक खबर पहुंचाई है। साथ ही मेरा हमेशा से अपनी टीम के साथ यही रहा है कि मेरी टीम हमेशा से सतर्क रहे, हर निर्णय को सोच समझ के साथ लिया जाए। जब भी ज़रूरत पड़ी है, मेरी टीम ने पूरी सूझबूझ के साथ अपने फ़र्ज को निभाया है। ये काम किसी एक व्यक्ति का नहीं था, बल्कि पूरी टीम की समन्वय, सजगता और पूरे भारतीय सेना के एक रूप का दर्शाता है। जब भी हमने प्रयास किया है कि दुश्मन को हम किसी भी हाल में अपनी नज़रों से ओझल न होने दें, ये मेरे लिए सिर्फ एक ड्यूटी नहीं थी, बल्कि मेरा कर्तव्य और गौरव की बात थी।
Welcome to the theatre of integration. In this segment, armoured units along with elements of infantry and air defence systems come together. Here troops are trying to take over an enemy camp, and this operation starts with movement of tanks with the support of infantrymen who conduct the capture operations. In modern warfare, isolation is a death sentence. You don't send tanks alone and you don't send infantry without the shield. What you're seeing here is the combined arms juggernaut. Before a single tread marks the sand, the recce drones are already there. Think of them as orbital scouts. They carry out the reconnaissance work, mapping every fold in the earth and every hidden threat in real time. And when that path is blocked by a natural or man-made obstacle, enter the BLT or the bridge-laying tanks. It is the enabler. It overcomes the terrain in minutes, turning an impassable barrier into a highway for our heavy armour. It's the ultimate proof that in the western sector, geography is no longer a constraint. It's just a variable.
We just now witnessed how the Indian Army actually creates bridges over obstacles. And right now, they're testing the strength of it. A tank just moved past. We have trucks over here moving past smoothly over the bridge that was created within minutes. And this is how, with precision, the Indian Army moves. And you can look at the anti-aircraft guns also being attached to these Indian Army trucks, which are moving away over through these bridges as well. And look at the amount of strength that the Indian Army actually has. These heavy trucks, heavy military equipment were able to make their way over that temporary bridge that was built within minutes. So clearly, this is how, you can see this is how the Indian Army actually overcomes obstacles on the battlefields within a matter of minutes. And here you can see heavy equipment, armored tanks, and also trucks moving on those temporary bridges that were in fact being. And right behind me, this is the anti-aircraft gun. We have mortar shelling, all kinds of equipment, heavy machinery being carried out over here.
But what about the threat from above? As the ground force pushes deeper into the area of operation, the air defense system is integrated into the tail. It's the final guard. And its job is to ensure that any enemy kinetic strike, whether it's a fighter jet or a suicide drone, is tackled before it even enters the airspace.
Deep within enemy territory, once we have captured the target, as you saw over here, we have the military personnel actually establish their dominance in this area. We have a generator or a power backup system running. We have the air defense system. A part of that, these anti-aircraft guns ready to roll. They have been set up and they can in fact now dominate over this area. We earlier also saw how a tank moved through this area. So once you dominate the area, you need to make sure that you require and you actually capture that area. And this is how the Indian Army does it. Within minutes, with precision, coordinated attacks. We first saw surveillance by the drones. Then came in the infantry personnel. They captured that tank. And then we saw the armored tanks come in. We saw the trucks come in. We saw the support system come in. And clearly behind me, as you can see, now our defenses are ready as well, along with the backup system. And let me remind you, viewers, within minutes, it's happened within minutes.
Armored columns advancing in echelon formation, mechanized infantry riding in tandem, artillery units calculating trajectories with mathematical precision. If warfare were choreography, this was a perfectly rehearsed performance.
We are standing in one of the forward areas in Rajasthan sector, and during Operation Sindoor, many such maneuvers had taken place. Behind me are the T-90 tanks. These tanks are the advanced versions of tanks that you can see. They are layered with night light as well. And with the Russia-Ukraine war, you can also see that they have anti-aircraft guns, anti-aircraft missiles also available, and anti-drone systems as well, because that's the new form of warfare. Drones. Just before these tanks move forward in position over here, you can see that there are the bunkers of the enemy present right in front of your screens. If my camera person Himanshu Negi can in fact zoom in, you can see the enemy bunkers, and that's what the Indian Army is trying to capture over here. And this is what is going on. This maneuver is one of the key highlights of the exercise that is being displayed by the Indian Army.
Operation Sindoor has established a new normal as far as response and assured retribution to any kind of terror attack against India. During Operation Sindoor, as a response to enemies' nefarious designs against all our military establishments in the sector, we devised a proper force protection measures. We also devised the defense mechanism against enemy drones. As the nation celebrates the first anniversary of successful conduct of Operation Sindoor, we are operationally oriented and steadfast in our resolve for protection of the country. Jai Hind.
The battlefield in 2026 is not just about who attacks first, but it's about who hears first, who sees first, and who is able to destroy the enemy's central nervous system with just one devastating strike. And India's answer to that is the Ashni platoon. These soldiers are the modern warfare's answer. They, in fact, are not just your traditional infantry division or unit. They are people and soldiers who are actually tech savvy. And you can look at the drones that are hovering above on your screens. These drones make sure that they are in fact able to neutralize the enemy's presence within seconds. And this is something which is Indian Army's answer to the grey zone threat. In fact, let me give you a fun fact. Ashni in Sanskrit means thunderbolt. And thunderbolt, this unit is exactly what thunderbolt does. A devastating sudden strike on the enemy's nervous system that makes sure that the enemy is neutralized within seconds. And this is how the Ashni platoon does it. These are not just your traditional infantry units. They are technical, they have drones for surveillance, for attack, for recce, and they also have soldiers who can in fact take part in an infantry combat.
This is the Ashni platoon. In the lexicon of the new Indian Army, Ashni stands for lightning, and the name is no coincidence. We are moving away from the era of massed manpower towards the era of swarm intelligence. The Ashni platoon isn't just a group of soldiers, it's a multi-domain hive. It is a self-contained aerotactical ecosystem. By the time the adversary hears the hum, the mission isn't just starting, it's already over.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर मेरे लिए सिर्फ एक इन्फेंट्री मिशन ही नहीं था, बल्कि एक बहुत ही गहरा लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस रहा। इस ऑपरेशन के दौरान मैंने देखा लड़ाई की कठिन सिचुएशन में जवानों की ट्रेनिंग, डिसिप्लिन और पेशेंस बहुत ही ज़्यादा मायने रखते हैं। एक सेक्शन कमांडर की कोई भी छोटी से छोटी डिसीजन सोच समझकर और सही समय पर लेने की ज़रूरत पड़ती है। एक गलत डिसीजन जवानों को नुकसान पहुंचा सकती है। इस ऑपरेशन के दौरान मैंने देखा जवानों की फिजिकल फिटनेस के साथ साथ मेंटल फिटनेस भी होना निहायत ही ज़रूरी है।
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के 1 वर्ष पूरे होने पर सबसे पहले मैं हमारी तीनों सेनाओं के उन रणवीरों को याद करना चाहता हूं, जिन्होंने डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली यानी कि प्रत्यक्ष और अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से अपना योगदान इस मिशन में दिया और भारत का मान पूरे विश्व में ऊंचा किया। दूसरी बात, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर एक सैन्य अभियान की विजय ही नहीं, बल्कि हमारे देश की एक सामूहिक सोच, इच्छा शक्ति, इसे मैं कह सकता हूं कलेक्टिव विल पावर, आत्मविश्वास और बदलती रणनीतिक सोच का एक प्रतीक है। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ने न्यू नॉर्मल का संदेश भी दिया। भारत एक शांतिप्रिय देश है, मौका पड़ने पर और जरूरत पड़ने पर निर्णायक जवाब देकर ही मानेगा। सो ये हमारा न्यू नॉर्मल था। इस ऑपरेशन के दौरान एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ देखने को दिखी। इसी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की सारी इंपॉर्टेंट मिनिस्ट्रीज और हमारे तीनों सेनाओं के बीच में एक शानदार जानदार जो तालमेल था, उसका एक बहुत ही अभिभूत प्रदर्शन हुआ, बहुत प्यारा डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन हुआ, जो कि आने वाले समय के लिए हमारे लिए एक बहुत अच्छी सीख है। इंडियन आर्मी और ख़ास करके इंडियन एयरफोर्स, नेवी के जॉइंट ऑपरेशंस और ख़ासकर प्रिसिजन स्ट्राइक जो हम लोगों ने की, पूरे विश्व का ध्यान इन जॉइंट ऑपरेशंस और प्रिसिजन स्ट्राइक पे गया। इस मौके पर मैं हमारे यूथ को, हमारी युवा पीढ़ी को, जिसको आप लोग आजकल की भाषा में जेन जी भी कहते हैं, उनको भी एक संदेश देना चाहता हूं। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ने उनको बहुत इंस्पायर किया है, बहुत प्रेरणा दी है। भारत के इस आत्मनिर्भर सफर में वो भी एक भागीदारी निभा सकते हैं। एक सैनिक के रूप में अगर नहीं निभा सकते हैं तो ड्रोन कैपेबिलिटी डेवलपमेंट और साइबर वॉरियर के रूप में अपना योगदान भली भांति दे सकते हैं। इस मौके पर मैं अपने देशवासियों को भी एक संदेश देना चाहता हूं कि वो निर्भय और स्वतंत्र रूप से अपना योगदान जो इस भारत के आत्मनिर्भर सफ़र में करना चाहते हैं, यानी कि जो हमने 2047 का अपने लिए एक टारगेट लिया है, अपना करते रहें निडर होके, क्योंकि भारत की सुरक्षा और उनकी सुरक्षा की जिम्मेवारी इन 3 सेनाओं पर है। उनको निर्भय रह के अपना काम करना चाहिए। 1 वर्ष पूरे हुए, ये हमारे लिए एक त्यौहार का मौका नहीं है, एक सेलिब्रेशन का मौका नहीं है। भारतीय सेना के लिए एक दृढ़ संकल्प का मौका है कि आने वाले समय के लिए हमें हमेशा प्रतिबद्ध रहना है, निरंतर चलते ही रहना है, जैसे एक नदी अपने उद्गम स्थान से सागर की तरफ चलती रहती है। अंत में, जैसा कि मैं एक ऑपरेशनल लेवल का कमांडर हूँ, आप यहाँ देख रहे हैं, आपने काफ़ी लोगों से आपने मुलाकात की है। तो मेरे अधीन बहुत ही प्रोफेशनल यानी कि काबिल और बहुत विजनरी दूरदर्शी अधिकारी मेरे अंडर काम कर रहे हैं। और ये जांबाज सिपाहियों को जिनको आप देख रहे हैं, इनके लिए भी मैं एक संदेश देना चाहता हूँ। वो संदेश ये है कि पहन वर्दी बना सैनिक राष्ट्र ध्वज सम्मान के लिए, कि हमने वर्दी पहनी थी इस तिरंगे के सम्मान के लिए। तो पहन वर्दी बना सैनिक राष्ट्र ध्वज सम्मान के लिए, बस याद रख तू 3 बातें नाम नमक निशान के लिए। जय हिंद।
Operation Sindoor was not designed to impress. It was designed to prepare. There is a difference. Impressing is temporary, preparing is permanent. Here comes the role of NCC cadets, civilians and others. Let's hear from them.
भारतीय सेना के मार्गदर्शन और ट्रेनिंग ने हमें पहले से कहीं ज़्यादा सजग, सक्षम और तैयार बनाया है। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बाद जिस प्रकार पूरे देश ने एकजुट होकर हर स्तर पर अपनी तैयारी, अनुशासन और तत्परता दिखाई, उसी भावना को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हम एनसीसी कैडेट्स को भी भारतीय सेना द्वारा अधिक व्यवहारिक, ज़मीनी और आधुनिक ट्रेनिंग दी गई। यह ट्रेनिंग हमें वास्तविक परिस्थितियों में काम आने योग्य बनाती है। भारतीय सेना के ही सहयोग से हमें ड्रोन एंड काउंटर ड्रोन की भी ट्रेनिंग दी गई, जिससे हम आवश्यकता पड़ने पर सूचना संकलन, निगरानी तथा आपदा परिस्थितियों में सहायता देने योग्य बन सके। इसी के साथ साथ हमें आपदा प्रबंधन एंड फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर की ट्रेनिंग भी दी गई, जिसका एक उद्देश्य यह है कि हम भारतीय सेना के साथ देने वाले एक जिम्मेदार और प्रशिक्षित युवा बन सके। इस ट्रेनिंग का सबसे बड़ा प्रभाव हमारे आत्मविश्वास और सोच में आया है। आज हम पहले से अधिक तैयार, आधुनिक रूप से सक्षम और राष्ट्रीय कर्तव्य के प्रति अधिक सजग हैं। इससे हमें यह भावना और दृढ़ हुई है कि जब भी समाज, नागरिकों और देश को हमारी ज़रूरत होगी तो एनसीसी कैडेट्स आगे बढ़कर अपनी भूमिका निभाएंगे। हम पहले भी तैयार थे, अब हम और बेहतर तैयार हैं। जय हिंद।
मैं करणपुर क्षेत्र के सभी गांववासियों की ओर से ऑपरेशन सिंदूर की जीत का मैं बधाई देने आया हूं। ऑपरेशन जीत के बाद हमारे वीर सिपाहियों ने हमारे गांव के साथ जुड़कर हमारे को बहुत सहयोग किया है, हमारे को बहुत बताया है, सिखाया है। उससे हमें इसका बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ है। पहले हमारे गांव वालों को सिपाहियों से डर लगता था, अब इन्होंने अपना हमारे साथ सहयोग करके बता के हमारा बहुत ही उत्साह किया है। और अब हमें बॉर्डर का रहने वाला हूँ, बॉर्डर पे हमारे को कोई दिक्कत नहीं है और काम बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है जमींदारों का। और सेना हमारे के साथ में बहुत अच्छी तरह से मिलकर रहती है, हम उसकी सहायता करते हैं। जय हिंद।
1 year ago, engines rolled before sunrise. Commands moved faster than the wind. Secure channels crackled with coded clarity. Operation Sindoor is no longer an event. It is a benchmark of coordination, of capability, of confidence. When artillery fires with this level of accuracy, it sends a message. When armored columns move with this level of coordination, it sends a message. When troops operate with this level of discipline, it sends a message. And that message is simple: don't test us. Operation Sindoor is a benchmark of what the Indian Armed Forces stand for: readiness, resilience, and resolve.
1 year on, Operation Sindoor isn't just a memory. It's a benchmark. And this is the benchmark that India has set for itself, of resolve, of resilience, and of readiness. In front of your screens are those very soldiers, those very brave hearts that actually are out on the front lines, giving up their lives for the country, making sure that the enemy is defeated before they even think of attacking Bharat. From the dusty sands of the Thar Desert to the lush green fields of Punjab, the Rajasthan and Gujarat sector and the Punjab sector have frontiers like this that we showed you in this episode today. But this one thing is very clear here. Bharat is ready, Bharat is firm, and Bharat will make sure that everybody knows where it stands with precision, clockwork-like coordinated attacks just like they conducted during Operation Sindoor. This is Shivani Singh with video journalist Himanshu Negi reporting for NewsX from the international border.